Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'd like to give you the monthly feng shui update for the month of April, which is the water dragon month, Ren Chen month. And this month starts on April 4th and goes all the way to May 4th. So it's the Chinese calendar month. Now, for the month of April, the three best sectors we are looking at would be the north, the southwest, and the east. So those are the ones you need to take note of to benefit the most. And then, of course, we're also going to look at those sectors that are not so great and that you should maybe avoid, or at least don't do important activities in those sectors. Now, when you look at the chart here that is on the screen, we are mostly talking about here the center number, which is the month flying star. Sometimes we also take into account the number that is written on the upper right. That would be the annual flying star, because in combination, they give you different energy patterns. But for a monthly forecast, we are looking mostly at the big number that you see there in the quadrants. So let's start with the north sector, which is one of the best sectors of the month. The number 8 here is a wealth star. So the north sector would be a good sector to position yourself in if you have to, if you work on any side gigs, or if you're working on developing new business opportunities. There's good potential for positive financial prospects. So anything that has to do with accounting or any financial planning, if you can do this from the north sector during the month of April, that would be best, because somehow the energies are going to help you make the right financial decisions or even get great ideas to advance your business. So if you can, use the north sector a little bit more often in the month of April. Now, the next sector we're looking at is the southwest. And in the southwest, we've got the number 9 flying star, which is also considered a wealth star, especially in the upcoming period 9. And it's also a star that pertains to happiness and positive events, yeah, whether that be personal or professional. So it's good for any plans that relate to a business launch or a new product launch or a service launch. So if you have anything like that where you combine business decisions with some sort of celebration, and the launch is always a celebration, then do that from the southwest sector this month. Yeah, even if it's just launching an online platform, yeah, position yourself in the southwest when you press that button for the launch, and it will guarantee that the whole activity is infused with positive energies. Or also, if you are starting a new partnership with someone and maybe you're signing an agreement, then if you can do that in the southwest of your office, that would also be very beneficial. The next sector that is looking really good this month is the east. So we have here the number 1, which is considered a nobleman star. So a star that helps you attract helpful people, mentors, repeat clients, and so on. But in this particular case, combined with the number 4, this is a combination that pertains to academic success. So if you're studying something, if you're studying for an exam, or if you're just generally studying a course or have taken up any sort of new object of research, then do this in the east and it will come much, much easier to you. It's a great sector if you want to advance any type of skill that you need to brush up on. So locate yourself there, and not only is it going to be easier for you to absorb new knowledge, but you'll also be attracting good teachers and overall helpful people. So I would say out of these 3, the east sector is probably one of the best this month. So make good use of it, and you'll see that not only you'll feel smarter, but you also attract good people in your life that can help you move your goals forward. Now, the other sectors are all slightly problematic with the exception of maybe the Northwest. So the Northwest sector here, the number 4 flying star is generally called a peach blossom star. So it can help you with relationships. It's not a great combination together with the annual star, but if you're just using it for 1 month, that should be fine. So if you are looking for a relationship, or if you would just like to improve your existing relationship, spending more time in the Northwest sector could help with that. So if you're married and maybe your marriage is a little bit strained, then using the Northwest sector together, yeah, if you can, maybe you spend more time there, maybe if it's your living room or your dining room or whatever, spending time together there would be a good thing. If you are single, you can use this sector, locate yourself here, and then maybe, you know, go on Tinder or whatever online dating websites, or just, you know, do anything related to relationships and finding the right one, whatever that is in your particular case. Yeah, it is slightly problematic because we've got the number 7 annual star there. So this is the star of disagreements. So it may not be super smooth, but still the peach blossom monthly energy is quite strong here. So you may want to use this one, just be a little bit careful. Now, the other sectors, as I mentioned, not so great this month. So let's start with the South. The South sector here, we've got the number 7. Now, the South sector is good for those who are generally just looking for very short-term romantic encounters. Yeah, if you were just into one-night stands and hookups, perfect. Yeah, use the South sector. If that's your bedroom anyway, then even better. But I would say for couples, this is not the best sector. There will be quite a lot of disagreements and maybe arguments. Not super severe, but just kind of annoying enough to make this month a month where you're not super happy in your relationship. Now, if that happens to be your bedroom, then just be aware of the fact that you may end up getting into arguments over complete nonsense. So just use your awareness and your common sense and take a step back and understand that this is a monthly energy that's just really, really nagging and annoying, and don't get involved in arguments, right? So just try to avoid unnecessary disagreements if you can. Postpone them for the next month. Now, the South is also not a great month in an office if you need to sign legal contracts, because it brings a disagreement and miscommunication energy with it. So if you have a meeting room in the South of your office and you're planning to sign a contract, then I would say maybe do that from a different room or from a different desk, but not the South. If you're signing any contracts in the South this month, there's a high chance of you falling out with your business partner, with the person that you've signed the contract with. So just be a little bit careful. This is relatively easy to avoid. Just shift your activity to a different sector. Yeah, you can shift the activity to the Southwest, for example, or the North. That would be ideal. Now, the next one we're looking at is the Southeast. Now, the Southeast is a really bad sector this month. We've got the annual number 5, which is the worst energy out there anyway. And then it's combined with the monthly number 2, which is also fairly negative. So I would say don't do any important activities in the Southeast. So please don't do any financial planning from here, because you're likely going to lose money, or your judgment may be clouded and you're not seeing the facts clearly. So whenever it comes to financials, if you can avoid it, please don't do it in the Southeast during the entire month of April. Also signing any type of contracts, not so great. Now, the Southeast is also the sector that carries a lot of illness energies in April. So if this happens to be your bedroom, then you gotta be aware that you may fall ill easier than in other months. Nothing severe necessarily, yeah. And please don't panic about COVID and whatever. There are other illnesses out there. You may just not feel at your best physically, mentally, emotionally. If you have the option to move to a different bedroom, then it would be advisable to sleep somewhere else. If you are if you suffer from a chronic illness already, or if you're trying to recover from an illness, then please do not sleep in the southeast during the month of April, because this is really a sector that will make it very difficult for you to regain your strength, because it's really weighed down by a lot of negative energies. The next sector we're looking at would be the northeast sector. So the northeast, I would say, is not necessarily too bad unless we're looking at an office context or a work context. If you're the boss of your company, or even just a mid-manager overseeing staff, and you are spending a lot of time in the northeast sector of your office, and by that I mean 2 hours or more, then you will find that the month of April will bring a lot of disagreements with staff. They will challenge your authority, they will not listen to you, and you may get into a lot of unnecessary conflict with your subordinates. If you're having team meetings, don't hold them in the northeast area of your office. Yeah. Other than that, it's not really too bad of a sector. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. In fact, if we're looking at it from a home residential context, if you're trying to recover from an illness, or if you're trying to find an area to sleep in that is better than the southeast, then the northeast would be a good alternative, because the number 6 usually is the star that we use to combat the illness energies. So at home, fairly okay, but I would say in an office environment, you may just encounter more challenges to your authority. That may not be anything that is overly troubling. Yeah, so it may not result in a big crisis, but it's just going to be annoying if you are at odds with your staff or with your employees. And then finally, the West sector with the number 5. Now, the number 5 is what we call the 5 yellow star, and this is the one star, it's the one energy that is always bringing obstacles and problems and setbacks. And especially on a monthly, when it's a monthly start, and this kind of energy is concentrated into a month and condensed into a month, which is why it's so bad. So again, if you can avoid working from the West sector, please do. Yeah, move to the Southwest or the Northwest or any other area if you can. You should definitely not do any sudden changes in the West sector, whether that be your office or your home. So try to avoid doing any hammering, any drilling, any shifting or moving around of furniture, or too much noise in the West sector. Now, if this is a children's room and children are playing, that's fine. That's not what I consider groundbreaking activities. Yeah, usually we're looking at something that's much more, much louder and much more troubling or disturbing of those energies. Yeah, like if you put a nail in the wall. Don't do that in the West this month. Yeah, please leave it as quiet as possible. If this happens to be your bedroom, again, as long as you just don't do any sudden changes in that room, you should be okay. If you have the opportunity, or if you have the option to move to a different bedroom, then that would be great. Anything but the Southeast and the West. Yeah, I don't want you to move bedroom every month. That would be very, very inconvenient. So if you happen to sleep in the Southeast or the West, and this is your bedroom, master bedroom, you can't change it, then fine, stay there. Just no groundbreaking activities, hammering, drilling, any sort of noise, disturbance, or moving around of furniture. Then you're pretty safe. The center we're not looking at, yeah, so the center of the apartment should always remain quiet. It's considered the heart of the unit, whether that be an office or whether that be an apartment, a residential complex. The center is always quiet, it's considered the heart, so we're not really looking into that. Now, if you're wondering how you can find all of these directions and sectors, that's really very easy. Just stand in the center, more or less in the center of your unit, and look at the compass. We all got a compass app on our mobile phones, and just check where these directions are, and you know more or less where you need to be or what area you should avoid, right? So I hope you got some clarity on what you need to do this month, which areas to stay out of and which areas to make use of. And I will see you with my next Flying Stars update. And in the meantime, I wish you a really, really good month of the Water Dragon.